Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you. From Yahuwah, our Father, and Yahusha. He is the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah. His voice, our high priest, soon coming King. Hear, O Yeshua, Yahuwah, who is our mighty one. He is one. There is no other mighty one, brothers and sisters, than Yahuwah. And Yahusha is his voice. This is Brother Daoud coming to you again with the return of the Son of Man. He's coming in the clouds with power and great glory. The whole world shall see him. They shall look upon the one whom they have pierced. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Fear shall overcome them. He doesn't quite look the way they depicted him, and he surely didn't come back to hold hands and sing that Negro spiritual, but he's coming to take vengeance on all of his and our enemies. Let's begin. Luke 21, 20 to 23. The prophecy from Yahusha. 20. And when you see Jerusalem compassed, surrounded with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. This prophecy has already been fulfilled. This happened in 70 A.D. Let's continue to read the prophecy. 21. Then let them which are in Yahudah, the only ones who were left in the land was Yahudah, the northern kingdom was taken away already, flee to the mountains. And let them which are in the midst of Yahudah depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter therein. Why? For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Who's going to take vengeance on us? God. His name from the heavens? God Ra'el. His description? He is the one who deceived Eve. He is the one who showed men the blows of death. By his hand, his people have gone around the world to steal, kill, and destroy. When we came in the land under Yahusha, the one they called Joshua, we struck down his people and evicted them from the land. And Yah put a hedge of protection around us, and none could make us afraid. But something happened. We transgressed the law. And God saw a way in. He has access to the heavens, you know. He is the accuser of men. He is also the accuser of he who is seated upon the throne. And he went into the heavens with a railing accusation. He said to he who was seated upon the throne, "Your people have transgressed all of your laws, and you have done nothing. You said in your word, if they transgress your laws, if they turn to other mighty ones, you would remove the hedge of protection and let their enemies come in to destroy them. But you have not done that. You've been merciful to them. And because you did not keep your word, some may say that you are a liar." Yahuwah looked at him and said, "They are in your hands." Satan went to his people, those who come from the north, and they came down with great slaughter against the children of Yisrael, the tribe of Yehudah that was left in the land. 23. But woe unto them that are with child. See, all of this happened at 70 AD. And to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land. You want to know what it looks like? Look at what's happening in Gaza. You'll get an idea of what distress looks like. And wrath upon this people. Satan, Baal, God, the owner who is God, came back to take vengeance upon us. We evicted the children of Anak. We transgressed the laws, and he found a way in. 24. The second half of the prophecy. This one leads to our captivity. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Fleeing from the Romans, they cut us down. The only way of escape was to go through the south. The Romans controlled all of the northern part. We came down through the south, through Edom, fighting these battles all the way through, falling by the edge of the sword, made our way across the Red Sea in Yemen, crossed over into Africa, encountered Ham. They didn't want us there either. We fought wars all the way to the west coast of Africa, falling by the edge of the sword. We got to the west coast, and there we found a little comfort. We dwelt safely for a little while until our ancient enemy found us. They said, "Yahudah's in the west coast of Africa." They came again and slaughtered us by the edge of the sword, giving us a mandate: convert to Islam or die. We fought against them. We defeated them. We were more powerful than they. Then God, short for God, Ra'el, the one who deceived Eve, the one who showed men the blows of death, went back into the heavens with an accusation against us and against he who is seated upon the throne. He said to him, "You're not observing your people? They are worse than they ever were before. They're serving other mighty ones, orishas. They're practicing voodoo. They're trafficking with demons and devils. And yet you still have a hedge of protection around them. You said in your word that if they did this, that you would turn your back on them and remove the hedge of protection and let their enemies come in. Yahuwah called the great prince of the children of Yesharo. His name is Mayaka'al. He told them, stand down. Satan came back with a flood of his people from the north. They made a confederate with Islam. Islam said, if you give us guns, we'll give you slaves. They joined together and they emptied out our lands in the west coast of Africa. They took us around the world in ships. They treated us evil and enslaved us for 400 years. And here we are still today, the only people in the land of their captivity. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. Is that true? The Greeks came in. The Romans came in. The Ottomans came in. The British came in. Who's the last one to come in? It's playing out right in front of your face. Colonization in the last days, in the promised land, from the Gentiles. The Jews came in. Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Their time is up. The prophecy of Lebanon, the prophecy of Gaza, the man of sin has been revealed. The 10 nations joined with him. They're wearing out the saints in Yemen. Any day now. 25. There shall be signs in the sun. Look what the prophecy focuses on. The sun. What did Hanuk say? In the days of the sinners, the sun shall shine hotter in the west and in the moon. He said the moon will not appear at its time. And in the stars. And upon the earth, distress of nations. Do you not see it? Every nation is in calamity. Their GDPs are upside down. They have no growth. And their economies are built on growth. America's $31 trillion in debt. The coronavirus came. It caused great anxiety. People have no hope. They're ready to commit suicide with perplexity. Politics. Can you not see them playing politics right in front of your face? Politics, politicians, liars. The sea and the waves roaring. Tsunamis all over the world. 26. Men's hearts failing for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. Look at the men's faces in Gaza. The fear. What about Lebanon? What about Yemen? What about Sudan in Africa? What about Myanmar? What about Ukraine? What about all over the world? Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. They see their money is about to fail. What is it that they say? We have to raise the debt limit? Put more money on our credit card? What you're living in today, that you think to be prosperous, is an illusion. They know this illusion is about to fall to pieces. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. 27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. The earth shall mourn. They shall be in fear. 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, Lebanon, Gaza, the coronavirus, economies messed up, wars, rumors of wars, famines, earthquakes, floods in different places, people losing their mind. Then look up. Isn't that what we do consistently? Lift up your heads, for your redemption draws nigh. Matatyahu 24, 29 to 30. Let's give a little more meat to the prophecy. 29. Yahusha is still speaking. Immediately after the tribulation of those days. What tribulation is that? Lebanon, Gaza, coronavirus, economies falling to pieces, wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, floods, famines in different places. Shall the sun be darkened? Did they turn it off? And the moon shall not give her light. Well, if the sun is dark, the moon cannot reflect any light, correct? And the stars shall fall from the heaven. Is that meteor showers? And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Sounds like Luke 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. What sign is that? He's going to come in the clouds with power and great glory. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Why are you mourning? This is the event that the whole world is waiting for the Messiah to come in the clouds, to take control of the earth, where righteousness will rule and reign forever. Why are they mourning? The solution to the problem is here. Well, this is why. there will be no more democracy. Now there will be a theocracy, and the whole world will be under the rule of a guy with dark skin and an afro. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. They shall tremble. 31. And he, Yahusha, the Mashayah, the king that shall be over all these kings, shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. The dead shall rise first, and they shall gather together his elect, ecclesia, the called out ones, the Kedushayam, the assembly, the congregation, from the four winds, every place that they were scattered, from one end of heaven to another. Coming soon in a theater near you. Look up, for your salvation is nigh. The New York Times. The sun is getting hotter. Did we not just read that there shall be signs in the sun? Did not Hanuk say, in the days of the sinner, the sun shall shine hotter in the western sky? Adding heat to the global warming that has been linked to greenhouse gases that trap heat in the atmosphere, solar radiation reaching the Earth is 0.036% warmer than it was in 1986, when the current solar cycle was beginning. Said a study published on Friday in the Journal of Science, September 30th, 1997. Do any of you lions understand this language? Let's see if I can explain it to you. They went back 11 years, from 1997 to when the solar cycle was beginning in 1986. 32 plus 1986 equals what? Let's see. 2 plus 6 is 8. And 8 plus 3 is 11. Carry the 1, which will make the 1920. 2018. Does that ring a bell for any of you? In 2017, the angels, the watchers, the messengers, visited your moray and told me that the Shabbats and the feast days were wrong. And they set us on the path that leads to Yah's days. In 2018, the sun had 354 days. The moon had 354 days. Remember, the solar cycle was beginning. During the course of the year, there were 4 intercalary days added to the sun, plus a 6-day overplus. When we came to 2019, there was a perfect alignment where you would see that the moon had moved 10 days away from the sun, putting us on the path of years. This is how Yah does time. There is no adjustment. Let me just put it plain and simple. If you follow the orbs, Yah's incorruptible timepiece that is in the heavens, you cannot go wrong. But if you follow the Gentiles, who are circumventing time to keep you away from your appointments, you have not returned to Yah's Shabbats and feast days. That shows who you are aligned with. The summer of 2023, that's this year, is it not, was Earth's hottest since global records began in 1880, according to scientists at NASA's Goddard Institute of Space Studies in New York, September 14, 2023. Look at the graphic that I found. They're showing you where the sun is focusing its radiation. It's in Africa and in Asia. You know, the Promised Land. Why here? Everything that is happening in the heavens and everything that's happening on the earth, it's all about us, brothers and sisters. Because we transgressed the law, the Father cursed the land. Your rain shall be powder and dust. Here's a better graphic. Look at where Yah focused his radiation. It's like a laser went through the north part of Africa. Into the Middle East, as they call it, the Near East, into Iraq. Why did this happen? Because of us. We transgressed his laws. We failed him. We failed ourselves. We failed the world. Everything that is happening in the world today is because of us. Everyone is collateral damage. Now that we have returned, or some of us have started to return, the Father's turning the tables on our behalf. He said, if you return to me, I will return to you. If my people who are called by my name, if they'll humble themselves and pray and seek my face, just turn from your wicked ways, stop following the Gentiles, and just keep my commandments, then will they hear from heaven. I'll forgive their sins, their transgressions of the law, and heal the land. The land will only be healed when we return. Shalom.